screen there. Let me take this thing, guys. So we are companies. Our company is Infotonic Service Private Limited company, India. So we are expertise in cybersecurity, networking, and network security. Network in the sense we deal with so all the courses like your CCNA and your CCNP and CCIA as well. Okay, and CCNP, as you know that, so Cisco people, they have designed many courses for CCNP, like enterprises, okay, and Cisco data center, service providers, and collaborations. These all things we train. Okay, next one, the cryptography and your uh, ethical hacking and forensic. Okay, so here also we teach your CISSP, like cybersecurity, CH from EC counseling. Also, we deal with these courses.
Sorry, Tajuddin, can you run your PowerPoint? Because there's...
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Here, because I'm talking about our company and our
Yeah.
trainers.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
we'll start with the cloud computing. What is cloud computing? All in that. Okay. This was just expertise. Just I'm explaining. Just 5 minutes. I'll complete it.
Okay.
Okay. Then we'll have the cloud technology, which today I'm going to explain what is the cloud technology about it. And virtualization, we are expertise. Cloud computing, hybrid cloud computing, and we'll be having cloud migrations, data science, R learning, Python programming, machines, deep learning. So this all the like expertise. We have the different experts in our company. So they will train and they work for different industry as well. So they know what to train to the students. Okay. So next thing will come. This all the list of the trainers. You can see this all our experience. This all our certifications and their experience. And he's expert in cybersecurity and forensic investigation. So he studied in UK. And Muhammad Khalid, he's into network security. Taslim, she's in Oracle and DBA. She's good in Madam Ismatunisa, and she's good in data science, and she's holding more than 10 years experience. So Anubhav, so he's artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, Python. Mr. Junaid Hassan Sheikh, and he's good in networking as well as Python. Mr. Hemant, and he's into telecom domain, where we train for 4G and 5G training with the implementation. And Muhammad Arif, he's our IT manager. He deal with the .com and website designing, and he also deal with the Python. This is all about just about our team members in our company. So this is not about just discussion about our company, guys. I hope you understood what I explained. So next we'll talk about what is the, before we go for the cloud, okay. So now I'm talking about the world infrastructure, guys. How the cloud has been come into the world. Okay. How the cloud has been come. So we can see this is the basic structure, how they have derived from your OSA reference model.
There is no PowerPoint, no presentation on the screen. Tajuddin.
Which one? Yes?
We don't see any presentation.
You don't see any presentation?
Yeah.
You can see, right? 1 second, let me check. I think now can you able to see now? Amar, can you able to see now?
No, we don't see. I don't see anything. So you can stop the presentation and do it again.
Okay.
شباب تشوفون البرزنتيشن؟ بس تنبيه مو واضح.
Can you able to see now?
ايدك فوق نشوف.
It's okay.
It was on the screen, doctor. It was on the
Small
screen.
board.
Now
It
you can
was-
see, guys.
Yes, we can see.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, mashallah. Okay. All of you can see the screen, right? Okay. So let me start with this traditional these some slides. I think all of you can able to see the screen, guys. Please tell me yes or no.
Okay, very good. Okay, very good, Mr. Taj. Very good.
Yeah. Okay. Shukran. Okay, guys.
Seem to be, it's okay.
Now
Seem
it's a
clear
good
to
look.
all people.
It's clear to all people, right? Okay. See, you can see on the screen a brief review of the network, guys. Before I enter into the what is the cloud computing, what is the cloud technology, okay, how the cloud technology has been come in the market in the IT industry. Okay, so we can see on the screen. Okay, so these 7 layers you might study in your network, right? So in your OSI reference model, we can see on your screen. So these all the layers which has been derived from the OSI reference model. They have designed the cloud infrastructure accordingly. So we can see. So the router will come under your transport layer, network layer, which will come under. We'll call it as a router, and layer 2 we'll call it as a layer 2 switches, and will be physical layer. We are talking about the cabling. Okay, now we'll talk about the applications, because these are the applications, okay, where the user is going to access. What is going to access? Okay, he's going to access by remotely by using the telnet or HTTP. So as you know that remote desktop also we can able to access. Okay, in layer in your this one presentation layer, we are going to access your image file or ASCII codes. ASCII means, I think you know this, American Standard Coded Information Interchange, and operating system schedule. Okay, so now, so these are the main 3 bottom layers which is very important for your cloud computing. This bottom layer is very important. You can see in the transport layer, which is the main important, is TCP and UDP, transmission control protocol and user datagram protocol. So this is wired and this is the wireless communications. So which will be come under in your transport layer, right? Now in network layer, it will become under your IP and IPX. So IPX is the old one. Nowadays, we are not using this IPX. So IPS is nothing but a switching concept. So where a telephone I'm talking about 50, 20 years back, 30 years back. So they were using this technology. This is nothing but a circuit switching technology. So where if you call any international call, if you call to the US or any London or India, if you call, so they need to switch to the connection if you want to make the international call. It's very difficulty to manage if you have some millions of users. That's the reasons they have come up with your IP, that is Internet Protocol. Next thing will come for the data link layer, which is nothing but a switch. Okay, where we will be having the 802.3 2. These are the like IEEE standard. I think you might studied in your engineering, IEEE, Institute of Electronics, Electrical Engineering. These are the standardization they will give for accessing from your physical devices. Okay, this is just overview I'm talking about, guys. So let's talk about the cabling. Okay, this is the actual transmission take place in the form of your physical cable, that is your 0.1, maybe your CAT cable or optical fiber cable. Okay, this is just overview I'm talking about basic of networking. So if you talk about the network architecture, if you talk about the network slide, this is the old technology, guys. Nowadays, this technology, we are not using it. So because, one server, so many clients directly connected, okay, it's very difficulty for the server to manage if you have more load. If you got more load, server don't have that much of capacity to acknowledge to the servers. Maybe these guys doing some internet access, at the same time, and this guy is used to upload some files, and this guy is doing some printing job. So server don't have that much of capacity, and there is no redundancy, and there is no storage capacity, and very difficult to manage in this old concept. We'll call it a server client. So next technology again they introduced, that is a virtualization. So virtualization is nothing but a way
أتوقع قطع الصوت. صوت اختفى. طلعت حاجتي.
I think we have a problem with the sound.
أتوقع طلع. أوكي تاج الدين.
yeah, there is some there's a lot of interruption from this side because many people are accessing this thing. I think you can able to hear me, right, all of you guys?
Yes, I hear you clear.
Yeah. So now we can able to see my screen.
Okay, we hear you.
Yeah, fine. So I'll go ahead. Okay, so I was there here.
Do presentation now again.
You can't see my this presentation?
No, we just see your picture.
You can see, guys?
I can see your picture only. But what about the PowerPoint presentation? I think you can do presentation now.
There is no presentation, Mr. Taj.
Yeah, maybe I will check this thing. Now you can see, guys?
Your profile picture only,
Mr. Omar?
no presentation, no presentation.
I think I shared you this thing. 1 second, let me check. So now we can see, guys?
No. Yeah. It's okay. Yes.
Okay.
Now we can see, right?
Yes.
Yes, fine. Okay, I will continue now. Okay. So I was talking about, guys, I'm talking about the virtualization part, which I'm supposed to explain here. See, in virtualization, what happened? Okay, so this is the main server. This is a bare metal will call. In the bare metal, we can see, so we can install all a bunch of applications like your Active Directory, virtual management, and we'll be having the enterprises platform, and we'll be installing a lot of VM inside. Okay, and we'll be having the multiple virtualization also. We can do it from where, from this all platform, user can able to access your applications or server. So this is how the model it has been used in 7-8 years back. Okay, Now, so this technology, it has been migrated to for your cloud technology, guys. So this has been migrated to for your cloud technology. Okay. So now we'll come to the cloud technology, guys. If you talk about the cloud, okay, so you can see this is the one which today we'll discuss more deeply here. We can see the lot of machines are connected each other, like everyone is connected with each other, right? So these are the users, guys. These are the users. They can access anytime, like virtual elements, like your BSS, and we'll be having your lot of PCs are connected to each other for communications. So what exactly the cloud computing means? All the IT infrastructures will be placed in one of the place from remotely we can able to access through the internet through your RDP from your desktop. Even if you have the laptops, to the RDP, remote desktop protocol, which will allow you to access this all resources. These are the all hardware resources. What you can see, these are all hardware resources. Okay, and next thing is, what are the system in olden days we are using, guys? So in olden days, the mainframe desktop. So this is the one old technology we are using, guys. Then it will come to the monitor, separate hardware infrastructure we are using, right? So after this, again, they have come up with your virtualization part. So in virtualization and server part, what happens? Okay, so here this is the server. This is blade servers we can see on your screen, right? This is your blade servers, and this is as well as a laptop. Okay, through this laptop we can able to access your applications. The user can able to access your applications. So what about the cloud and cloud servers and tablets and smartphone? So what happens here? This infrastructure will be stored somewhere, any place, through mobile phone. Also, we can able to access. In older days, only we can able to access only through the laptops. We cannot able to access your from laptop, desktop, mobile phones, or any electronic devices. We can able to access your all the PCs. That is a very good advantage of your cloud servers and your tablets, smartphone. This is a basic introduction part. So I'll move on. So next, storage part. If we talk about a storage, a redundant array of inexpensive disks. So you know that they keep on adding the hard drive. You can see on my screen. So this is the blade server, guys. What we can see, this is the blade servers. So these blade servers, we keep on adding the server, which is very difficult to manage, guys. This is very difficult to manage. Just imagine if you got organization about 10,000 people in your organizations. So how many storage required? It is very difficult to manage, right? So the reason the new technology has been introduced, that is a storage area network. That is SAN. In SAN, what happened? Okay, so this is the storage device. The storage device is famous, is nothing but your NetApp. Your NetApp. I think you might study this company. This company is only deal with you with your own network applications. So where it will assign for the all the servers. It will divide. Suppose example, if you have 1 TB, so we'll be having 250 GB here, and here we'll be having 250 GB here. So it will segregate, divide the storage and assign to the server. And from the server, you will be installing ESXi server from the VMware. This is the VMware software, guys, ESXi. Okay, in above the ESXi, okay, you will be installing the operating system. That is, maybe you install Windows, maybe you install your Linux, or you install your Ubuntu. So in that operating system, again, you are going to install your applications, maybe your MS Word, Excel, or any company apps. Company application will be there, and some company tools. Company tools also we can install it. Same thing for all the servers, right? So what is the advantage here? So you will be having only one storage, okay? It will be shared among all the servers. All the servers it will store, and in the above of the server, we are above in the sense it will store inside only. It will be stored the ESXi. This is called a application where it will support your multiple operating system. Okay, so whereas previously, suppose if you come to the previous slide, here what happened, only one operating system, say example, you are using Windows, if you are using the Windows server, so only Windows server will be share this storage device. What are the hard drive we can see here? Only Windows servers can able to share for the above application and operating system. And whereas this technology, okay, whether you can install your Windows, Linux, or Ubuntu, any operating system, it will be shared. This is the good advantage, latest technology they have come up with your storage area network. This is one part of your network. So what is the iSCSI? So in small scale computers system, so what does it does means it has got capability among the sharing of your resource. So this will be shown for your laptop, desktop, and your switches. Okay, even for the remote also you can share it. Okay, so this combination of these two technology, okay, this is the part of your cloud. This is the part of your cloud. So I hope you are following me, guys. Still I have not come to the cloud technology, guys. So what are different communication protocols? So as I said, so IPX we are not using nowadays, guys. This is the old one. You can see all are connected with the one single server. So to manage this server is very difficult because on that time. So if you got about 1,000 users, if you got around 1,000 users, for them, so server will go down at any time, and even there is no redundancy on that time. So that's the reason they have come up with again will be introduced with the IPv4 Internet Protocol version 4 and version 6 also introduced, where we can have an n number of users can able to give the IP addresses. And here assigning the IP address also very difficult, guys. On that time there's no concept for the DHCP configuration. So here these two, IPv4 and IPv6, okay, it's suppose both DHCP protocol where it will assign automatically all the IP addresses. As you can see on your screen, this is my router. So where I configured the DHCP configuration here, where it assign all the automatically, it will assign the IP address. Okay, it doesn't require to go and manually give the IP address for all the PCs. Automatically it will assign the IP address. So as we can see, this is a firewall. So what is the function of the firewall means? So unauthentic user which is coming outside to your network, okay, the firewall, it will filter, it will check your IP address. First thing it will check your what? It will check your IP, okay, and your MAC. So this IP and MAC with a different user, this IP address MAC should be available in the router. This is your router, guys. As we can see, this is your router. This IP address. If this IP address is not available in this router, the firewall is going to break this packet. It's not allow you to inside. This is one advantage of your IPv4, and same thing for IPv6. It does the same job. Okay. The difference is difference between IPv4 and IPv6 is, okay, here we'll be having the limited IPs. We'll be having your limited IP addresses. Whereas we can have the, some 1 billion IP addresses, we can see 1 billion IP address we can get from IPv6. This is just overview I'm talking about that. Let me talk about client and server concept. This is a 2-tier. I think you might heard about the 2 tiers, 3 tiers, and n tiers model. So this is the basic concept how the client will request for the server to access for the server. If the server response, then only the PC can able to communicate with each other. This is called the vice versa communication. Three-way handshaking. I think you might heard about TCP/IP three-way handshaking signals. And same thing for the three tiers. In three tiers means at the middle will be have the router. Two routers has been connected. One will check for the authentications. This is nothing but your proxy server, your proxy, and your DHCP server, your application server. Okay, which will check the authentication from this user, whether the user is authenticated or it is unauthorized user is accessing your organization. This is the advantage. Then only we can able to access your core server inside your organizations. Maybe he can access for the storage or the server, depending upon what kind of request he is accessing. So same thing for this one, same thing application for N tiers, where we will add more number of servers in your infrastructure. Virtual reference gas, nowadays, as we can see, only we are going to discuss the virtualization layers even in your cloud technology. So we are using only virtualization servers. So where we can have your image file. So what kind of virtual image files? Maybe you use your Windows or your Linux or any OS. So any OS you can install in your machines, and in that machines like n number of applications. You can use any number of applications, but thing is the specification, the hardware resource of your bare metal of your server should be high-end, like high-end RAM, high-end storage devices. Okay, what is the good advantage of your virtualization layer is, okay, everything is virtualized. Your hardware also virtualized, and your storage also virtualized, and your this one network virtualization also will be done. No need to have your NIC cards. I think you might know about the NIC, network interface card. So nowadays we are not using the NIC cards, guys. So what happens means internally it is connected. This is the best example I can say. iSCSI. Just now I show you one slide here. Yeah, this one. Okay, so internally it has been connected. We'll call the iSCSI. Okay, how does it connect internally? We can see in one server. Okay, in one server, say example, this is your physical server. Okay, this is the old server, guys. This is a top-up server. Okay, so in this server, there is a in this server we are using the NIC card, guys. NIC, network interface card, in this server. Okay, same thing for physical storage device, and here we are using depending upon like what kind of organizations we have. If data is used, depending upon how we are going to use it. Next we talk about in 90s what happened in earliest 19s. So we are using like application, operating system, compute, and storage. That's it, right? So olden days. What is the disadvantages means? So no way of pooling capacity. Storage became the island, very limited. What happened if you have the island? We cannot go anywhere, right? We cannot make it big island. Limitations. So hundreds of silicon management means management will be having like one data center, small data center. You must manage at least 3 people. 3 people must manage it. Suppose if you take about 24/7, okay, so 8 hours, 1 person, okay. So again, we'll be having another 8 person, one more guy, and 8 and one more guy. It will come 24 hours. Means 3 people should manage only for the one single data center, right? It is very expensive for the organization. So then in early 2000, what happened? So few things they have added. They introduced NAS and SAN. NAS and SAN. That is, NAS means network attached storage and storage area network. The storage pool and shared. This is one good advantage, guys. As you can see on the screen, this is my storage. This is my storage. So it will be shared among the server. This is your server, guys. Okay. And here they have introduced what? Your NAS and your SAN. Okay. Network attached storage and storage area network. It will be shared among all the users, which will use for the compute for your operating system. So in this operating system, okay, above of the operating system, we are going to install your applications. Okay, and one more good advantage there in 2000, data protection is good. Okay, advanced storage utilizations. So now also we are using still your NAS and SAN. Okay, NAS means storage area, network attached storage, and SAN means storage area network. So after 2000s, again they had a lot of things like networking separate. They may have divided. So previously, what happened in the previous slide? So network and SAN they have together. So what they did, network they make it separately, okay, and network attached storage and SAN they make it separately. Means this thing is new and they have added in after 2000. Okay, these are the few advantages, benefits of adding this one. One more thing they added, so they have added the hypervisor. In previous slide, we can see they added the operating system, guys. Okay, and here they added the hypervisor. What is the hypervisor? We can see ESXi from VMware. Okay, this is for the VMware company. If you talk about the Windows, and Windows, they have a hypervisor like they have a separate hypervisor for this. The standard nowadays we are using maximum all the companies they are using the ESXi. This is the ESXi, guys. What we can see this box, this all box. What we can see on the screen, this is all your hypervisor. So what are the advantages? What are the benefits for this? So live migration we can do. Okay, fast deployment, time to the market, and high availability. What this means? Suppose if you want to remove this application, you want to add the new application. You add the new application. Okay, so without interruption of your network, so easily can able to migrate these applications. Okay, not this. Okay, even if you want to remove any operating system, maybe you want to install your Linux. Okay, so you want to install the Linux, you want to remove your Windows. Okay, it doesn't interrupt to any operating system. It's called your fast deployment. According to the requirement, we can deploy it. Means implementation, installation. Virtualization is the stipulated of the data center where they added SAN and NAS obstacle of the data center growth. Means not only this is the one infrastructure, guys. This is the only one structure. Okay, infrastructure if you got around 1,000. Okay, it's very difficult. So this will very good for us. And few legacies to this one. No VM awareness. Okay, this is one disadvantage, guys. Few disadvantages. No VM awareness. If you change something, okay, so this PC doesn't know which operating system they have been installed. They should configure in this piece they have installed this Linux operating system to communicate each other. Means this is the manual work. You must have the system engineer for this. So multi-vendor complexity. Okay. What happened here? We can install the system in all the PCs, guys. But thing is, complexity will come. Okay. For Linux, you must have separate system engineer, and you must have separate engineer. Complexity.
ما لسه راح اتصل وياه اشوف. كان اتوقع يعني ما اعرف بالهند هم الانترنت مالهم تعبان ما ادري يعني. مصطفى كاظم موجود بالهند الانترنت شلون باعتبارك انت بالهند يعني؟
نعم دكتور.
لك شلون الانترنت بالهند هم معقوله تعبان؟
Yeah,
لا دكتور.
How is the internet? تاج الدين.
yeah. Some problem with the internet.
In India.
Maybe.
How much earthling? You have earthling in India?
Not.
You don't know.
I don't know. I'm sharing the screen, right? Can you see my screen, guys, now?
Yeah, it's okay.
Amar,
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you see?
We see. Yes, we see.
Did you miss something? Where I was?
Okay.
Can I start?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. Okay, I was talking about this part. If something interrupt, please let me know, because there is some issue with internet here, because this is a very peak time. Many people will access internet here at the same time. Even we have a very good bandwidth here. Okay, so let me talk about the evolution of data center, guys. We can see a lot of data center. Each data center, we need a lot of people to require. This is the next generation data centers, where will be having compute, storage, and this is very important, software defined network, virtualizations and pooling built from the ground up, virtual data center, massive scaling, low cost. This is very good advantages. So these are the very huge advantages, guys. That's the reasons we are using such type of technology in your data center. This is the today's technology, guys. So what happened with if there is a no cloud? Guys, can you hear me, guys? Hello?
Yeah. It's
Mr.
clear.
Amar?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Please,
Yeah.
please,
okay.
if I ask something, please answer to me, because
Sure.
I don't know whether your people are hearing me or not. Please ask
السؤال
all of
واضح,
you people can able to.
Yeah.
Can
As
all
you see,
people...
they wrote in the chat. Everything I think it's well. They can hear you.
Yeah.
Clear.
Sure. Fine. Yeah. Okay, guys. What I'm trying to explain now. Organization without cloud computing, what happened? Okay, these are the uses, guys, where you're accessing individual applications, right? Very expensive, right? You will be having the standalone server in your infrastructure, right? You will be having the standalone infrastructure. Okay, so it will be very expensive. You will be having computing, storage, and networking. This all three will be done by the servers. Okay, the server capacity doesn't have that huge much of capacity to optimize, right? The other reasons, so we are going to have the separate. Even if you have the VM also, okay, it's very difficult to manage it. Okay, so let me come for another this thing. So traditional in world data center management. So as keep in mind, as you know that these are the OSA top place, application data runtime and middleware, where we are using the application development and message queuing and guest operating system and hypervisor. Okay, so hypervisor very important, guys. We should learn more on this in virtualization part. So server, storage, and networking. This is called a physical, what we call environment. We'll call a bare metal, where it is nothing but a empty server, where we are going to install your hypervisor, operating systems, and your applications. Your application, we are going to use it. So now we'll come for your cloud. Right? So now we'll come for your cloud technology. So what is cloud? So cloud computing is a hand-on availability of the computer resource, system resource, especially data storage, and computing the power without direct active management. Means you are not going to manage your infrastructure. You are going to use the data storage, okay, and computer resource. So computer resources will come even for your PC, okay, your servers, okay, and your network. Okay, even for your storage and storage as well. So now, what is cloud? As simple as example, guys. So right now, you know that we are using Google Meet, right, for this seminar, right? So Google Meet is a software. This software has been installed in your ESXi hypervisor. ESXi hypervisor. I'll write it down clearly. Okay, in ESXi, we'll be having your VM, virtual machine. So the virtual machine is nothing but a server. Okay, so in this server, you will be installing your Google Meet, where we are accessing application now, right? Okay, only we can use this application, right? We cannot use this virtual machine, right? Can you able to manage it? We cannot able to manage it. That's the reason he's talking about without direct active management. Means we cannot manage it, but we can use the storage. So as you know that Mr. Amar is storing this recording, this seminar. Okay, so we can use the storage, we can compute the power, and we can use the resource. Means what resource we are using? We are using this VM. This VM we are using RAM. We are using it, and its processor also we are using it, right? Okay, that's the reason. This is the basic definition of the cloud. I'll repeat once again. The cloud is nothing but it is the infrastructure. It is stored somewhere in the data center. The data center remotely we are accessing it. Okay, that is called the cloud. What resource we are able to access? Your power and your storage, networking, all this we can able to access. Now, why cloud computing? So cloud computing allow people to access some kind of application through internet. Okay, what we are doing right now, Google Meet app, this is the best example for these applications. We are using the application, right? Just I said. Which application we are using, guys? Google app, Google Meet. This is the app we are using. This app are stored in your VM, in the Google Cloud. I will show you the few this one slides, real-time access. Okay, this means the device access the cloud doesn't need to work as a hard. Means through virtually we are accessing, right? We are not accessing the physically we are not able to access it, but hosting the software, we can use the software, we can use the platform, we can use the database remotely, we can use, and cloud server. Okay, and free up your memory and computer power, including your computers. So example, I want around 100 PCs, right? So I need to train for 2 months. Okay, so I cannot buy the new PCs for my organization. What I will do? So I will take from the Google Cloud. From Google Cloud, I can take 100 PCs. So I'll pay some say $50 or $10 per month. Okay, I can able to access. It doesn't need to buy all 100 PC, means it will be very expensive. It will go to someone millions of dollars, right? This is a very good advantage. Why cloud computing? I'll repeat once again. Cloud computing allows people access some kind of applications. Application means best example is your Google Meet as per our example through internet. Through internet only we can able to access, right? Okay, so I'll move on. What is the benefit of your cloud computing? It reduces the cost, IT cost. Moving to the cloud computing, where it reduces the cost of managing and your IT systems. It doesn't require to invest. Say example, I want to invest some $10 million in your country, like in Iraq, like Baghdad, I want to invest. Okay, so to invest, I need a lot of money, right? Minimum $10 million. After investing, I must have the engineers. The first thing is I must have engineers to work. So engineers in the sense, you will be having system engineer, okay, network engineer, okay, and management. A lot of people require, right? That's the reason he's talking about. You can see it reduces the IT cost moving to the cloud. These are very good advantages. Okay, scalability. So scalability in the sense, I want the Microsoft Server 29. So I want 2019 Windows Server. Okay, I want the license one. Okay, so do you know the 2019 server cost about at the minimum $1,000. It costs $1,000 for licensing, right? And server cost around, say example, I think $2,000 minimum. That is USD. It is very expensive. So what it does means scalability. So I did not buy this all server. This I need to invest, and again I should invest in servers, and again I should pay salary to system engineer, network engineer, management people. Okay, what I will do? So I want this one server from the cloud. I will take one server. Okay, in cloud people, what they do means, so these people is going to manage these all things, system engineer, network engineer, all these things. Can you able to hear me, guys? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, okay. I'll go ahead. Okay, so next thing is we'll talk about the business continuity. Means just we need to focus on your business, guys. If you have such type of facility on the cloud, okay, no need to hire the system engineer, network engineer, management, and this all the licensed software. Operation efficiency. So we can install any operating system.
I think there is no presentation.
As I said before. So flex. Yeah.
Presentation is not
can you
appear?
be able to see my screen, guys?
No
Presentation is not there?
Yeah, because I think somebody else tried to do presentation.
It was on the screen. It was on the screen, Doctor. It is on the screen now.
And, sure? I don't.
Just pin on the presentation. Dr. Ammar, just pin on the presentation.
Okay, other people's, you see the presentation?
No, Doctor, no presentation, no share.
Nobody see
No
it.
presentation.
I think somebody tried to do presentation الوارث الأنبياء في شي جامعة هيك tried to do some presentation. I kicked him out from the meeting. You can do it again. Tajuddin, try to do presentation again.
Yes, I will do that.
Yeah, it's okay.
No. Okay, I'm sharing the screen now.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so I'll move on. So I was here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take red one only. Okay, these are the things where I will stop here. So I was talking about what is the example for your cloud computing, right? So introduction of the example of the cloud computing. Okay, so cloud computing is a technology that use the internet for sharing, managing the data through on your remote server. Means you are taking rental for your server in the cloud. What you are going to do, you are managing your data and storing. Okay, so as I said, best example is nothing but your Google Meet. What we are doing now, Google Meet. What we are using this app. This is the application, guys. Okay, so we are using these applications. This is the best example I can say. Okay, it suits for your. We can say we'll be having public cloud services offered by Google. Okay. So what are the three common reasons to use the use of cloud? What is the reason why we should use this cloud? There's a few, it saves us for the cost saving. So example, if you want to learn Windows 19 server, so you cannot buy the server, right? It is very expensive. You can take it from the cloud. So one of the most appealing reason for switching to the cloud is a cost saving. First one, easy to use, increase the storage capacity and automation. Okay, we can increase how much storage you want. So how much storage you want, you can use it. So agility and flexibility and scalability means we can increase your storage, we can increase your any operating system, we can switch whether you want to learn the Linux or Windows or any operating system. So free up your IT staff. Okay, means it doesn't require more IT engineers to work. Okay, this is one three reason why we should use your cloud. What problem does cloud computing solve? What is if you use the cloud services, what problem it will solve us? So 5 business problem that cloud computing can solve it. What are those? Flexible in operation to save the cost for small and medium size business, usually functioning with the fluctuation of bandwidth, reducing the cost, increase the transparency, so enhance the risk management, improve the security. This is a very important. These two. It's very easy to manage it. Okay, you will be having a very less like enhancing this risk management. These are one few advantages when we use this cloud. Some features. What are the features for the cloud? There are 5 characteristics of your cloud computing. On-demand services. So cloud computing resource can be provisioning without human intervention. Means it doesn't require any human intervention, because you can able to access any cloud, any vendor, any operating system, any storage, any network, any storage devices also we can use it from your service provider. Service provider means don't think we are talking about only Google Cloud. We'll also talk about Amazon Cloud, Alibaba Cloud, and standalone cloud. A lot of cloud is there. We'll talk about that. Broad network access, okay, multi-tenancy, resource pooling, rapid, elastic, and scalability. We'll come to the elastic. Okay, so what is the rapid elasticity means? So it is the resource, hardware resource, remotely we are using it. As I said, so when you are using your Windows or your Linux, okay, so remotely we can able to access it. Doesn't you did not buy the new server to practice for your organization or even for your personal use. So what company own cloud? Okay, guys, we can see Microsoft Azure, they have got their own cloud. Google Cloud, okay, IBM also they have got their own cloud. Oracle people they have own cloud. VM also they have got cloud, and Salesforce they have separate cloud. And last one is your Alibaba Cloud. These are the big companies where they provide the cloud services. We'll access this console, guys. Okay, these are the layers where you can see on your cloud. What are the layers are available? So as you know, in networking, these top 5 layers, where will we come under your application layer? What are the application we are using? Like Google app, what we are using Google Meet now. Okay, some CFT, IBM, Congons, Red Hat Linux, 2020, Hadoop, Big Data, SAP, your Linux. Okay, this is nothing but a SaaS. What is SaaS? SaaS means software as a service. Means best example is, okay, Google app. Which Google app? Best example, we are using Google Meet right now. To remotely from India, I'm explaining about the cloud technology. We are using what? Google Meet now. Google Meet, we are using it. Okay, this is called as a software as a service, right? And software as a service, this is one type of layer in the cloud technology. And next thing is data link layer. which will come under your virtualization part. So these are the few cloud service they will give: Salesforce, OpenFlow, Windows Hyper-V. This is the hypervisor, and VMware, that is where ESXi as I was talking about. This is nothing but a PaaS, platform as a service. This is nothing but a platform as a services. Means we are giving the platform to utilize their cloud services. Okay, and last one is your hardware. As you know that in network layer, in physical layer, this is the actually data transmission take place in your physical layer. In your physical layer, so only actually data will take place. This is the hardware layer also will call. Maybe your IBM cloud, your Amazon or Alibaba, whichever the cloud services. Okay, this is called infrastructure as a service. This is called infrastructure IaaS. IaaS, infrastructure as a services. Okay, guys, these are the three different services provided by your cloud layer. That is your SaaS. Okay, this is the first one, and second one is your PaaS, platform as a service, and third one is infrastructure as a service. Maybe my handwriting is not good. IaaS. This is the third one. Infrastructure as a service. These are the different types of cloud technology which we can get service from these all companies, guys. Salesforce, Alibaba, previous slides, we can see. These are the services they will give us. Okay. So organization with the cloud, how it look like if you see in the companies, in the organizations. On the premises, we'll be having a lot of users. These users can able to access all the application what we are using, accessing right now. Our cloud app, like that is nothing but a software as a service. Okay, and this is a cloud platform, right? This is an example for your platform as a service. They are using the platform to use this cloud access. Maybe you are using whichever company, maybe Google Cloud, Amazon Cloud, or Alibaba Cloud, any cloud you can able to access it. And next thing is talking about the private one. We'll talk about the private cloud and public cloud differences. So here I'm talking about what? This is talking about your public cloud. This is talking about public cloud. So in your company also, some company, they don't want to take these services. They want to have their own infrastructure. This is called your private cloud. In the private cloud, we'll be having a lot of infrastructure. They'll be having the engineers, network engineers, storage engineer. So where they will install in their VM, in their server, all the application as per their requirement, they install it. So this user can able to access your private cloud. Say example, because some company, they have the private cloud and some people, they access your public cloud as well. So public cloud, we'll talk about more details here. This is the service provider. So what are the service providers, guys? We'll be having Google Cloud, your IBM Cloud, and your Alibaba Cloud, and Microsoft Cloud. Okay, so these are different cloud service providers. So we have to keep in mind. So for every cloud server, we'll be having the firewall, which will check whether we are the authorized user to access that one. If any users want to access these all servers, imagine, so you are sitting here, somewhere here. Okay, so you are the user here. So you are using one PC. Okay, so through internet only you can able to access this. The firewall check your authentication. Okay, so same thing does for your resource of your server resource, whether you will be having the firewall, maybe your consumer enterprises network. Any network can able to access this. Okay, this is the job of your public cloud. You take any cloud, they must have the firewall for your authentication checking. And your private cloud, and keep in mind the private cloud will be accessing the user from your employee, where we'll be having your separate VPN tunnel connected, which will be very secure. If someone from outside guy want to access, he must have the permission to access this all infrastructure. This is the infrastructure, guys. This is data center 3, and this is data, this is data center 1, this is data center 2, 1, 2, 3. Any data center want to access, so he must have the authentication. Without authentication in the cloud, he cannot able to access the, especially in your private cloud. In your private cloud, we cannot able to access it. Now, what is a hybrid cloud? So hybrid cloud is nothing but a combination of both private and public cloud. Both together it will work. I hope you're following me, guys. Hybrid cloud is a combination of two different clouds. That is your private cloud and your public cloud. This is how internally they will connect it. This is the application where you are using it, and will be having a control plane to manage that one, to manage for these apps. Inside it will connect like this, and flow tables, and same thing for all the organization will be connected inside. How they will connect internally. Let's talk about the software-defined network. This is the basic architecture for a software-defined network. So you have to keep in mind how we scan data on the network. So see, we'll be having the management plane, control plane, and data plane. This is how they are divided in the architecture, especially in software-defined network. So they are divided, maybe your control plane, management plane, to manage your cloud infrastructure. All of you, my voice is audible, guys?
Yes, Mr. Taj.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, let me, same thing here. I don't know how to explain this. Okay, this is the application layer. In the application, what things we'll do? We'll be having the business applications. Business application will be having SAP or any your Word, Adobe, Photoshop, CorelDRAW, any applications we can able to install. That is your applications. In control layer, what we are going to install your SDN, software-defined network, control softwares. In infrastructure layer, we'll be having the networking devices. This is the best example of your OpenFlow. Means control plane is the best example for OpenFlow. The control plane is one which will manage both your application as well as your infrastructure. This is the job of your software-defined network and as well as your control plane. So programmable network. So operating system will be there. Operating system 1, will be in 2 or 3. Okay. So in that we are going to install your applications. And here you will be having your virtual layer. And this is the thing, but we can install your ESXi. This is the hypervisor from VMware, and hypervisor for Microsoft is Hyper-V. Hyper-V from Microsoft. Means many different companies, they have a different hypervisor to install in your network infrastructure. This is a specific hardware. Imagine this, all the hardware devices, guys. Just for picturizations, so I have explained you. Okay, so I'll go ahead. The previous device, these things, what we can see this image here in systematic way. And above, we are going to install your applications, operating system, and your controller softwares. Okay, these are the controller softwares we are using on your hypervisor. Okay, in your hypervisor. And these are the racks where we install in the rack mount servers. And these are the switches to connect for your, maybe your data center or storage. So first you have to keep in mind. So this might be the server, this might be your storage, okay, and this might be your remote data center. This is the best example I can say. Remotely we can able to access, or directly we can able to access this. Right now we are talking about the cloud technology. So cloud technology, especially we are able to access the remotely. We cannot access the physically. This is a overflow which will be managed, as I said, the control plane will be managed. It will be having network operating system and will be having separate VPN, and separate VPN may be cost, because some organization, if you want, because you want to secure your network, nobody can, hacker can be able to penetrate your network. Okay, we need to pay service for this cloud, then only they will create separate tunnel for you. Or else from your organization also we can create separate tunnel if you want separate VPN. VPN means, I think you might know, virtual private network. We can do in network application, we can do routing, discovery, label distribution, and recovery of your network. And this all things are managed all your networks. This all the routers we can able to connect it. This will be managed by your open flow. And this is called your data plane, and this is called your control plane. So control plane, what it does, it manage? It manages your all VPNs and your TE routing and your switching part, okay? And this will be configured in your network operating system. Say example, your router, we are using iOS operating system, which will be installed. And this will be installed in your routers, okay? Where packet will be flow in the each different network. Okay, guys, I hope, I don't know how much you understood, guys. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your
slides to Mr. Amar. I will share this slide. You can go to your LinkedIn or YouTube. This is my email address. Okay, now I am going to explain some of the real cloud, where you can able to see the dashboards, guys. Can you able to see my screen, guys?
Yeah.
Right. See, guys, this is one of the cloud 4.c. You can see Azure. So Azure belongs to which one? Let me take some questions. Anybody have the questions here? No questions. No questions.
I have a question, Mr. Tajuddin.
Yeah.
Thank you for your wonderful presentation and valuable information. I'm Samad
See, guys,
Mahmoud.
Because due to some internet connectivity, you have some lot of interruption from my side. Maybe some internet issue. Okay, I apologize for this.
I think there's duplication. Maybe you.
Okay, guys. Let me take some questions, guys.
Okay, Mr. Tajuddin. I have two questions for you. The first one, at the start, you started from the OSI reference model, the 7 layers. Is your presentation applied for the TCP/IP model with the 4 layers or no? This is my first question. I have a second question.
Okay.
The second question is, with the emerging technologies of the hardware, we have an exponentially improvement in hardware capabilities. In years, we will not have an issues in hardware range or hardware capabilities. When the quantum computing technology become commercially available. So you started by addressing the problems of the client-server architecture. So when we will have a powerful hardware with cheaper price, is the need for the cloud technology or the virtualization technologies will no longer needed or not? And Thank you very much.
Yeah. Samrat, right? The question is Samrat. Okay. When I started the presentation, it was very good question asked. This is the question you asked me, right? See, what I'm trying to explain here means, okay, the cloud technology has been divided, okay, divided according to the layers. Okay, the cloud technology has been integrated into applications, storage, networking, virtualization, and hardware. So as you know that, okay, so in OSA model, even if you take for the TCP/IP model, okay, we'll be having physical layer, data link layer, network layer, and transport layer, right? Okay, so here application layer. That's the reason cloud technology is a combination of your application layer, transport layer, network layer, and data link and physically. That's the reason because see, base example I can say, so OSA reference model. This is the OSA reference model, right? Mr. Samrat?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So according to the OSA reference model, network doesn't work. First you have to keep in mind. According to the OSA model doesn't work. The network data will be move around in the network based on the TCP/IP. TCP/IP is the actually communication take place, right? Okay. So this is the reference model. These all are the reference model. Okay. So next thing is your question is talking about next question you asked me. Is it virtualization is very important? Virtualization is very important, guys. Nowadays, we cannot buy, suppose you want 1,000 servers. It's very expensive to buy, right? And how many people you need to work there? You need a lot of engineers, network engineers, storage engineer. A lot of people need to pay a lot of salary to the organization. Okay, what happens if you do the virtualization? You take the high-end servers, which will be having some 1 TB of RAM and will be having 24 core of your Intel processor. In that, we can install your hypervisor. There, we can install a lot of virtual servers. Their virtualization integration is very important. Not only any organization in the world, okay, virtualization is very badly required. I hope the answer.
Thank you, Taj, for your explanation. Any question, please? Any question? Any other person have a question?
Any other questions? Okay. These are you can see, guys, this is public cloud. You can see this is a public cloud from Azure. Azure means Microsoft, guys. These are the services they are giving us. These are all the applications. You can see SAP. I mean, this is one of the biggest server. SAP are especially used for the stock exchange. SAP servers. And AWS. See, we can see Amazon Web Services also, they have a lot of services. And Google services also, they have the different services. Oracle, they have different services. So if you go for any, this is the Amazon Cloud Services, guys. Can you able to see my screen, guys?
Yes, that's it. You can see it.
Yeah. Okay. See, this is the guys where I have the account here. You can see my name here. I have the account here in Amazon. This is the EC2 dashboard. Okay. EC2 dashboard means I have created account. Guys, this is a free of cost. We can use it. So instant run, elastic IP addresses, we can pair, we can replacement. This is the lab part because it takes a lot of time to explain this. The instant time, elastic IP, dedicated hosting. So let me give some IP address here. Okay, elastic IP address allocated successfully. I still have not given the IP address. Let me give some IP address. Let me give 192.168.10.3. Okay, so this is the IP address. I want to give what I'm trying to explain. I want to take one PC in the Amazon cloud. Okay, allocate elastic IP. So it will ask you allocate the elastic IP address to the host. Amazon pull IP addresses. Okay, just allocate. Okay, so IP address allocate successfully. Now, what IP address I have given? I have given the class C IP address, right? 192 series, right? So it has allocated public IP, right? This is the IP where we can access this. This is the public IP. So this all the allocated ID and no private IP address associated. This is a simple to just access your host. So associate with the IP address. Yes. Choose the instance. Instance I will run. See, guys, learning the cloud technology is not a rocket science, guys. So anybody can able to learn the cloud technology, but thing is you must have some basic networking and storage knowledge. You can able to learn the cloud technology. This is nothing but I explained the AWS, Amazon. If you go to Alibaba Cloud, guys, Alibaba Cloud's free trial. Okay, you know how much it cost? Try over 50 product free worth $450 to $1,300 US. 50 product we can able to use this. So I have access to the enterprise now. So for enterprises, they will give this all the services. Which are the services they will give? Computing, optimizing 2-core CPU, 4 GB RAM, 3 months free trial. So we can able to access these guys. Versus type means we can able to take the server. This all the server we can take free of cost remotely. Google, Alibaba, they are giving the free of cost. These are the list of product they are offering. So products, these are the different products, load balancing, elastic computing, networking, database, your storage, how much storage you want, security, what kind of security you want. Same service are also available in your Amazon also, and also in your Google Cloud. The Google Cloud also offering the free trial. If you click on the free trial also we can able, but it lost the money here. Let me go and access my console. Console में just I want to access some. Yeah, so this is accessing services. You want to use the applications, your project name, what I am trying to do. These are the list of application he has given the services. So we can do some experiment. We can create the account. Okay, we can do it. Let me. So these are the few training for the cloud computing where we conduct. So nobody's yeah, and these are the few of my training I have delivered to for, and few training we are delivered for the many companies. So these are the lab, guys. These are the labs. So when you start learning the cloud technology, so we are all things we are going to explain. We can try this all this product, guys. Do some experiments, and this is your cloud platform. We can visit. I think a lot of vendors I explained. These are the different vendors. We can able to, even IBM Cloud also they have got it. Oracle, VMware also they have got it cloud. We can able to access, do so, try to learn it. So any more questions, guys? There's a lot of interruption meetings. So inshallah, maybe another couple of days we'll conduct another data center seminar or data science if you're interested.
Sure.
Yeah, Amar. So any questions from your people?
شباب سؤال بعد مصطفى؟
Yeah, I have a question. First of all,
Yeah.
thank you, Mr. Taj, for the presentation, and Dr. Ammar for the invitation.
Shukran.
My question, Mr. Taj, is that what are the most important professional cloud certifications that the graduate should pursue after graduation, or even we can teach them before graduation, which is related to the job market today?
See, I will tell you what is this. Okay. See, Mustafa, to first you can, before completing your graduation also, we can do certification, you can learn it, no matter. I have the people who are not graduation from the university. So they have learned the cloud technology, data center, cyber security, data science. So different technology they learned, they are certified in that. Okay. See, certification is just to get the job. Okay. First thing is, until unless you gain the knowledge, so we cannot face an interview, right? Knowledge is money. Until unless you have to learn the technology first. I hope the answer, Mustafa.
Yeah, it was very clear. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So,
طلاب الماجستير اتوقع تكون ماده كلاود كومبيوتينج الدكتوراه. اتمنى يعني لا تستحون، اذا عندكم اي سؤال اسالوا. وهي هاي الهدف من هذا يعني السيمينارز، بانه تعلمون لغه الحوار. Sorry, Taj, I talk Arabic with my student.
so I will learn Arabic from you, Amar.
Yeah, I know you know a little bit Arabic because you work in the Gulf country.
Yeah. Few people. I know one Mustafa, your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any
guys.
question?
I want to tell. Yeah. Any question, guys? Guys, this is just overview what I explained about just what is cloud technology. Okay. See, cloud technology you can learn from Google Cloud, Amazon, Alibaba. Also, they have got their own courses, and IBM they have got separate courses. But cloud technology learning concept are same concept. Okay. Yeah, somebody is asking.
Dr. Ammar, I have a question for Mr. Taj.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Taj, for your presentation. I have a question about for the beginner for this technology. We are two different discipline in College of Information Engineering. We are interested in physical layer wireless communication, and we know to learn more about cloud. What is the perfect way to take more information about cloud and cloud computing technologies for the beginners? Thank you very much.
Yeah, sure. Okay. See, you can go for the AWS, Amazon Cloud Technology. So Amazon Cloud Technology is one of the biggest cloud service providers. Okay. You can, for to learn this, you must have the basic of networking. Okay. Then basic of some storage, whether you are doing the engineering or anything. Yeah. So then we can learn cloud, Google Cloud Technology. We can learn Amazon, Alibaba, or any cloud technology.
The principles, networking, data science, operating systems, and so on, or what? New.
I don't understand your question.
Maybe Dr. Muntasir, I mean, what the bigger question he want to know before go with the cloud computing?
To know the principle of.
I think he need to know the networking, basics of networking, basics of operating systems. Yeah, this is your question, Dr.
Yes, Doctor. For the principles of cloud computing.
Yeah. See, you must have the operating system knowledge, networking,
Yes.
storage.
Yes.
Basic, not expert. Okay, we will
Oh,
teach you the more deep. We will teach you more.
No.
thank you, Mr.
Yeah. Yeah. So anybody else? There's a lot of 47 people here.
Yeah.
Some
Questions?
Fatima Bansing, Hamad Hani, Atil.
Yes, guys, you have a question. Okay. I think your
How to ask
explanation
in
was very
Arabic?
good.
How to ask in Arabic? Any questions in
سؤال
Arabic? How I should ask?
أي سؤال
Sawal.
Yeah.
Sawal. Here also in Urdu we'll call sawal. So any sawal,
Yeah.
guys?
I think your explanation was very clear. Then they don't have any questions. Maybe that's
Because see,
that's the reason.
to be frank, guys, maybe I'm not satisfied with my today presentation because due to some internet issue, some problem. This is the first seminar. Inshallah, next time we will give the best seminar for you people.
That was very clear. Really,
Data science.
we thanks your effort. You do a very good job. And I think not only you have a problem internet issue in India. I think in Iraq we have the biggest internet issue in India. Okay.
No, you don't have internet problem here. Maybe I think today some issues because some checking is going on from our line.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, next, Mr. Tajuddin also he offered to present another presentations, another seminars on different topics like data science and machine learning, data center. I hope so. In this week, there are other seminars will be in different fields of science, IT science. I mean.
Okay.
Tajuddin personally or his guys will provide us with these seminars.
Yeah, data science, madam, our madam will take. Ishmatunisa, and I think I'll show you. This lady will share you. You can see, right? This lady. And she will take data science. Let me know when you want this data science. Which day you want? It is tomorrow or day for tomorrow or Monday.
There are some person joined just now. Okay. If nobody have any questions, then I would like to thank